is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64, and I'm bringing you what is the beginning of the end game of Pokémon Colosseum. In the last episode, I don't really want to talk about it, but the AI cheated so badly that it killed one of the Pokemon I was trying to catch, but we still managed to prevail and catch it. And all the same, we have an entire library of Shadow Pokemon caught. We still have to purify them all, but in those regards, I have done all the work I needed to do off screen both last night and a fair chunk of today. I did not imagine all of these Pokemon would take as long as they would to want to be purified, but what have you. Now, I specifically left one Pokemon out because I am going to show you guys how the Time Flute works. And that's going to be the Tyranitar that we had. We're going to purify it that way. But before we do that, we're going to be coming back and forth this entire episode, purifying every single... Oh god, I forgot Murkrow, didn't I? I forgot Murkrow. Well, that's okay. I have there's a cheat code to this one, so don't worry. I'm not going to do the cheat code of doing that. I was like, something doesn't feel right. I saw him like, why is there an extra one there? Oh no, I forgot Murkrow. Okay. Now that we have officially beaten the game, money is, for the most part, inconsequential. So I have no problem throwing away every dollar I have to buy the massages we need, the scents we need to massage Murkrow out of being an asshole. I'm just absolutely baffled that I forgot it. Every other Pokemon... Actually, you know what? I don't have to. We have 2 Time Flutes. So, suck it, Trebek. Oh, I just realized that. I'm like, oh god, we have 2 Time Flutes. I forgot about that. Stick that up your pipe and smoke it. Alright. First things first. Now that we're starting to purify everybody, we should really give a good rundown of the LP, because it is winding down now, and I honestly don't have much else I have to say, because this is a fantastic game that I just realized you won't be able to perform the cheat for on NSO, which is very funny. Which means everyone's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. But we now have a purified Skarmory. I'm not naming him because I'm not using him. We'll start one at a time. Next up is Metagross. But no, this game is fantastic. The fact that they did put so much attention to detail in this, give you access to Pokemon that are difficult to catch in Ruby and Sapphire and outright impossible to catch in some instances. Some Pokemon that are just in general hard to catch. They didn't have to go all out with the story here. Alright, so we're going to use the Time Flute for this one. But yeah, I am very happy with this game. It is easily one of my favorites. The only reason it doesn't beat its sequel is because of just the amount of Pokemon you can get in the sequel, which we will be tackling in a few months, so no need to panic about, oh no, what's going to happen? Yeah, no, don't worry about it, guys. I got you covered. I got you covered. And no, I did legitimately forget Murkrow. I was like, why is that not there? But no, we're good. But no, this is a fantastic game. As an LP, it got frustrating at the end with all the bullshit I had to navigate through, but the fruits of my labor are here. We now have we will now purify every single Shadow Pokemon in this game. And I love that. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to give you a nickname. Sorry, you ain't getting a nickname. Nothing against you, Absol. It's just, yeah, no, I can't give you a nickname. You're not being used on my team. Alright, Time Flute number 1. Howdy, Celebi! And there we go. One-time flute used, and a fully purified Murkrow. Alright, we have a full purified team, so now we're going to head back to the computer and basically repeat this ad nauseum. But the fact they did not have to go this all out to make a game like this. As good as it is, as well as it plays, make the AI get harder as the game progresses, instead of always just purposefully attacking Misdreavus or some other nonsense. They really did not have to go all out, but they did, and I'm greatly appreciative of that fact. There are so many times where I would imagine that the game, like if this game were to be made today, they'd make it so easy that kids could beat it with their eyes closed. And to be frank, yeah, that's pretty much what they would do. Alright, so yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't have faith that they could make a good enough game for like adults to sit around and watch, but let's be real here. That's just the gist of it. They make games that are easy for everybody to beat, so no one's gonna be left out. Like, hey, I can't beat this game, or some other nonsense like that. They did not have to go all out, but they did. And they not only did they go all out, they made a sequel that also went all out. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And as we near the end, oh, hold on. I do want to save. I want to show you how long this thing has been marinating. We ended at about like 56 hours yesterday. Yeah, it's been about 9 hours of just Wes walking in the same spot consistently. All this just to purify the Pokemon. Don't worry, the sequel makes it a lot easier to purify Pokemon. So if we have that much hours, that's just because of how much fun we're having. La-di-da-di-da. Now, there are some things about this game that I would like to talk about that I'm honestly not going to have any other time to do so unless I spend the time doing it when we're doing the final area. That is the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that there are 3 time flutes in the game. The first one you get here in Agate Village. The second you get from the leader in I think it's what's his name? Vander in Mount Battle. And then the third, if you can beat Mount Battle in story mode, you get a 3rd time flute, which means technically if you never wanted to go through and purify the legendary beasts because of how hard they are to purify, I don't blame you if you do. But just remember, if you want to do that, you have to get up to the top of Mount Battle in order to do it. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is the fact that, yes, there are 2 modes of Mount Battle in this game, and only this game, because XD only moved Mount Battle to the main story mode. And you do not have to do Mount Battle at all in story mode. Only get up to the point where you want to, unless, of course, you want to grind. There is no special reward outside of the additional time flute at the top of Mount Battle, should that be something you want to do. The real reward of this game is doing Mount Battle on the side. So when we get back to the main menu for the next part of the episode, or the next episode, you're gonna see that's basically what we're gonna be doing. There is a third thing I would like to talk about, though. It does keep going, don't worry. And that is the bonus disc. Back in the day, prior to special codes and events and stuff like that, when you would pre-order a game from Nintendo or whomever, you got a lot of special little doodads. Sometimes you get like notepads, special accessories, uh, little gadgets or little toys, something like that. Pokemon Colosseum gave you a bonus disc. Now, this bonus disc more or less doesn't really do anything. It gives you a demo of a playable Pokemon game. It gives you a preview of the quote-unquote upcoming Jirachi Wishmaker movie. And then, the real reason you want to buy this is that this game is the only way, unless you were there for events, that you can get Jirachi in Gen 3. That is why resale value of the bonus disc is almost $250 a pop. And that's just for the disc. Not for the bonus content, not for anything like that. It is just pure nonsense. That's why I've tried to push this off as long as I could, because I genuinely wanted to give it an honest attempt to go out and get that disc and see I could show off getting Jirachi, but it just was not happening. I apologize to you all for failing. I will fall upon the sword if that is what you guys are, if you guys want me to do. Otherwise, we can talk about it some other time. But that again is not where I am not even close to being done yet with stuff I have to talk about, because that is just the American release of Colosseum. The Japanese release of Colosseum got an entirely different bonus disc, which, instead of giving out things of Jirachi, it gave out copies of Celebi, which naturally makes a lot more sense than, say, it makes a lot more sense to do that than, say, it makes a lot more sense to do for that than just randomly having Jirachi there. It also gives you free items like Master Balls, useful berries, and you also get access to Egan's Pikachu, which I believe is holding a light ball and is guaranteed to know Volt Tackle, which is fantastic if you ask me. Imagine if they, had done that in the American release, because Celebi is easily one of the toughest Pokemon to get outside of events anywhere. And granted, later Pokemon games have since made it significantly easier to get mythical Pokemon, but back in the day, it was an absolute chore to do. And for a while, I was planning to do a perfect Pokedex run for Gen 3, until I realized just how difficult it is to get certain Pokemon in this generation. There is no cost-effective / legitimate way to get mythical Pokemon in this game. That includes Mew, that includes Celebi, that includes Deoxys, that includes Jirachi. Unless, of course, why am I leaving? Unless, of course, you have direct access to the game cartridges, which, again, adds the cost effectiveness, because those things can sell for anywhere from $500 to $1,400. All just to get a couple of rare Pokemon. To put it bluntly, guys, it's not worth it. The fact that the first Pokedex I've ever completed in my, fully completed since Gen 1 in my life is the Paldean Pokedex will show you a lot of just how difficult it is to complete Pokedexes. And that's why I've more or less put the living decks that I have planned for Pokemon Home to the side, because it's just so damn hard to get some Pokemon. It's like I said, it's just beyond frustrating. The last thing I would like to talk about when it comes to this game is the finale of the game, because we're not done yet. I mentioned this is more or less the finale, the main. Oh, sorry. Let's try this now. There we go. Is the finale of this game. We're going to summon Celebi, Tyranitar will be purified, and then we have purified every single Shadow Pokemon. But, as you would imagine, we're not done yet. There is one more thing we have to do, and one more Pokemon we have to collect. However, we cannot do it in story mode. We will be tackling Mount Battle in the upcoming episodes, in more or less our own way. Now let's take a look. We have all 48 Shadow Pokemon snagged. All 48 have been purified. I don't think we get anything for it, but I will go talk to Egan and Bella to see if there is anything we can get for it, but I'm 90% sure it's just one of those, oh wow, you purified everything type things, because there's really no other story elements in the game left. Alright, so first things first, we will put you guys in storage. Actually, as a matter of fact, not that it's going to help me, but I am going to change out some of the Pokemon. Our 6 have done a wonderful job, but I do believe we have to start transferring some Pokemon. So I'm going to start by moving some Pokemon in and out. Mainly Pokemon that we don't have access to in other games. But for now, as you'll see, we're just going to start shuffling some Pokemon about. Togetic. Replace Houndoom. Tyranitar can stay. Tropius can go. Replace with Bayleaf. Let's see. What other Pokemon can't we get in Emerald? Murkrow? I think it's Murkrow and Misdreavus we can't get. But, yeah, we'll go Murkrow. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, we'll just go, there we go. These are the 6 Pokemon we're going to be carrying with us for a little bit. You'll find out why. I don't know if it's going to be the next episode or immediately. I do have to look up how this works, because I've never done it before. But first, let's go talk to Bella and Egan and see if there's anything we get for purifying everything. I doubt it, though. Bring down the criminal syndicate threatening world peace. Egan, I did. Rui, is your grandpa senile? Your grandfather has been studying the instructions intently to learn how to send emails. Yeah, wow, thank you. Wow, they say you're worried about us and all that crap, and they don't give a shit. There's nothing about perfectly purifying all of the Pokemon. Alright, let's head over. Let's head to the Under. We'll see if Ned has anything nice to say to us. Hopefully he should have something nice to say, but who the hell knows? Who the hell knows anything anymore? I just want someone to acknowledge what I did. Purifying all the Shadow Pokemon is pretty difficult to achievement. A lot of people more or less just end their run with the game when they've caught them all. Very few go through all of the extent to completely purify them all. So if Ned has nothing to say to me here, then I think I'm just going to give up on my life. Well, I guess the trouble's over. It sure was shocking. I'm glad everything was... This game just hates me. Don't worry, Meg. We did everything. Alright, so the Under accomplished nothing. The only other place I can think of where someone would say something to us is if we go back to Pyrite Town. That's like the literal only other thing I can think of. I want someone to tell me I'm a good boy. and I deserve a treat. My inner dog is upset. It's like, I want treat. I want treat, please. I've been good. I be good boy. Give treat. Because we did all the Colosseums. We caught all the Shadow Pokemon. I deserve some sort of something to be told. Oh, you did good, kid. The only other person I think would tell me something is Duking. And if he has nothing to say, then my life is just a waste. Alright, Duking. Tell me if my life is a waste or not. Mirror B may be gone, but that doesn't mean their Shadow Pokemon plan is finished. We have to move quickly. But Duking! Did they all forget it's over? Duking! We purified all of the Pokemon! It's over! We won! Yes, your Shadow Pokemon info did help. Okay. Can one of you say something? Oh my god, you guys. Nobody in this game wants to give me my credit. No wonder Wes disappears at the end of this game. And yes, he does disappear because he does not appear at all in the game's sequel. Okay, apparently this game does not want to give me the benefit of the doubt, so instead, I am going to head to Fennec City. And we will conclude the episode here because I have a couple of things I gotta look up regarding how to properly handle this. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64. Join me next time when we prepare for the finale of Pokemon Colosseum. Until we meet again, my lovelies, Saya freaking Nara.